You are Alpha and Omega. We worship you, our Lord. You are worthy to be praised. We give you all the glory. We worship you, our Lord. You are worthy to be praised. You are worthy to be praised.
The hardest thing to uphold is definitely the image.
Ourselves
now
in front of the public, because we're so used to
as the angels, the good ones. When we were young,
I don't know, I just feel that people think that we're just like, there's nothing, like they expect us to be a certain type. To the stories that I heard during that time was,
I knew those stories were going on, but I chose not to listen to them.
but people would assume that we were like that.
I felt like we missed out a lot of the play when we were younger.
Let's be angels.
Teach them and show them everything inside this book.
O le tausaga e tasiiva fitolima no saua I mai Samoa. No faipoipoi nei le valutasi. Ana vea mawhaifeau I le tasiiva valuiva. I came to New Zealand in 1975 and I live here, I like here, and I marry here. Only one thing I bring from Samoa to here. My talents. I can play guitar and sing. I always thinking when I got children, I gonna teach them how to sing like me.
That's the famous coffee table that taught us how to sing.
As soon as we got home, we would go into our rooms to get ready to go and play outside, but then we'd hear the guitar. When we hear the guitar, then we know we need to start making our way into the
We were trying to
sitting
get
room.
out of there as fast as possible, but we already knew we were kidding ourselves.
Dad would make us sit on this coffee table and then give us lyrics, Samoan lyrics. We sat there for hours, practicing one song for hours. Until we have that song sussed. Yes,
It was in
we
front of my
did
dad.
sit on that table.
At
Yes.
one time, all
When
three
we were
of us were
skinny.
able to sit on it.
Now they really love to come and sing a song for you to praise the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. Now this song.
When we were young, we were supporting our dad through song. So he would deliver his word and do the message, and then he would get us to come in and out of his sermon.
Our mom, so she's Maori. A lot of people till this day are shocked when we say we're half Maori. So she took in the Samoan culture in my dad's life, you know, because how much she loves our father and us.
We hardly saw her because she was working these long shifts. She would pay for the first fare to leave from New Zealand. She saved up for a house how many times, but then my dad would like, Le Kua said we use this for our missionary work, and she never said no to it. When we went places, we went with nothing.
Yeah.
And God did
provided.
provide.
Because my
He
dad is a
provided.
strong man of faith. Like he is. When we went, he was like, we are only taking our suitcases and our clothes.
Wherever the other countries we went to from, like we went to England, we would busk in London for a
Piccadilly
whole week.
Circus.
We would make like £1,000, and then would pay for our trips to go from England to Israel, come back, busk again, go from England to Finland.
Yeah.
So that was like our stopping point.
Yeah.
But we didn't have any money. We just had our own talents to use.
Our gifts.
We went to Tanzania, and one of
Yeah.
the 5 hours we stayed with in Kenya was like, oh, you can't go down to that place because, you know, the
very-
Maasai people,
yeah.
they're like they'll eat you and blah, blah, blah. So he goes, no, I'm going with my kids. We're going to go and sing for the people over there. And then when we got there, my dad did an open air where there was
Outreach.
hundreds of people that
Outreach.
came and listened to us sing.
He wanted to go to the places that he knew no other missionary will go to.
Yeah.
Because he wants to go where the word hasn't been heard of.
That's kind of the angel side of us. We were sheltered from a lot of the world in terms of socializing, alcohol, smoking and all of that. Boyfriends.
What did Dad say about like dating and boys?
That was never
zero
even-
tolerance. There was
no mention of it ever.
forbidden word.
No
You know,
mention
I'm
ever.
not even being dramatic. We weren't even allowed to look in the same direction as
Yeah.
boys. Like if we're at a church, it was so hard to not look.
We'll always try to avoid his eyes when we're up like singing in the
Yeah.
front, because as soon as we meet his eyes and it's in that, I see it
smile.
right now on my face. I can see it right now.
He'll have this beautiful smile on his face.
Oh my gosh, those
Telling
eyes.
us the eyes and the smile. Saying
I was known as the black sheep of the family. You know, I was 16 years old, and that's when I started to have boyfriends. And then I thought it was cool to run away so that I could spend time with my boyfriend.
She broke it.
I broke the chain. It felt like a tiger in a cage released into the wild. People that I didn't know but had seen me started making up stories saying that, the 5-year-old's daughter's gone and she's pregnant, got a boyfriend, living with her boyfriend. Look at his kids.
That was the first time I ever saw my dad cry.
Yeah.
And
that
it
was the first
was
time.
heartbreaking.
That was the one life-changing moment, you know, when I found out I was pregnant. I was the first one to have a baby, and it was out of wedlock. And the only person that was in my mind at that whole time was my dad. He told me, you know, this better not be true. You know, you better not be pregnant. Aluso ese mea ngofo ai.
We didn't want our dad to get,
Look down within the community, within
because
the
of
church.
his
because
daughter.
The anger had released and settled, and then they said it was a blessing, and I'm so grateful that I didn't ever have that thought in my mind that I was going to not have my baby.
I wanted to do something with my music because I stopped singing when I had my second child. He knows that I sing in a nightclub. I know he doesn't approve of it, but he knows that I'm like using my talent that he gave me practically, and I guess he just wished it was like in a different way.
It's that image, but every Sunday, without a doubt, no matter where we are on a Saturday night, we're in the church the next morning. And we could have just rolled in to the house at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That's why we're still here.
Yeah.
That's why we still go to his church every Sunday. We have a very small church, but we still support our dad 100%.
How great thou art. 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 How great thou art.
able to use what my dad has taught me. I don't have a worry or a fear that my kids are not learning what I've learned. So I'm so grateful for all of that. And we're not rich people, but for special events and things like that,
He does his best.
he does his 100% for us. And I just want to make him proud every day. That is my driver. That is my main purpose. I want to be able to support my parents.
I see the bright light shine, and it's just about a home time. And I can see my father standing by the door.